Hi guys, this is the first time I've ever done a live video for how to eat an elephant. I got my shirt on today. Yay, I got how to eat an elephant. My hoodie helps a lot when I'm working on this. I thought I'd just do a quick recap of everything we're doing and what's going on. This week marks 4 years that we have been tackling this project. We're on dumpster number 11. I'll give you the grand tour as I go along. Here, actually, I'll flip it around. Me without makeup. I never wear makeup when I'm anymore because it's no point. You get all hot and sweaty, and you're wiping at your face, and next thing you know, you look like Alice Cooper. So I've given up on that ideal of looking good for you guys. Sorry. Here, the grand tour. This is our scrap metal pile. This is today's haul. Some people we're going to load it onto a pickup truck, and I know I'm going to get some complaints about this, but hey, it's better than it used to be with all the lawnmowers that we used to take out. We have, yay, dumpster number 11. It's partially full. It's waiting to be filled up with more contents from the attic and the rafters. We have our small little wood pile here for people who like to take scrap wood and burn it. We got a chair there that's going to actually put the chair on the donation side. Tomorrow is our recycling day for garbage. Hopefully it is recycling for this neighborhood. I haven't been able to keep track. This is our donation pile. Anybody who wants to come and pick up some great wood here, or great beds, wooden beds, and we have a buffet that's in like multiple pieces, shelving unit, and an old colonial style dresser. Now, what we've been working on today were 2 projects simultaneously. We've had extra labor come in, hired labor. Christine from Home Puzzle has been able to access resources for me. She's my professional organizer and that has been helping me with everything. Now, 4 years ago, if you look through my YouTube videos, you'll see that we've made tremendous progress in this backyard, or side yard we can call it. Today, we went into the little house. We took out all the wood that was in there and stripped out the carpeting that was in here because I don't know what was traveling through here. What we've replaced were a couple of tables. There's a corner bench that's waiting to be installed. That was moved up from the basement. And whatever you see here that's still left has got a purpose or has a destination or will be actually staying in this little house. It's a really cool little house my dad built years back. I'll give you a little tour. It has hydro, or had hydro, I don't know if it still does, but there was a corner bench previously, and we have the second one now we'll put in, and I'll make this as a little garden break area for my mom to come hang out. It has real functioning windows. It was a nice little treasure my dad had built at one time. And upstairs was beds that we used to sleep in the summertime and have a lot of fun in. Unfortunately, it's showing its age and it's showing that it hasn't been maintained well. But we're working on it. That will be a restoration project in the future. In the backyard here, it was all mountains under tarps. There was scrap metal, lawnmowers. There was previously a camper trailer back here. My car was in one of those sheds there, which I call it my car now because it is legally mine now. That's my car. See it? Isn't it cool? That will be restored, and I will be driving it around hopefully this summer. And it doesn't need much to restore. That's the coolest thing. I've been trying to get it on the road. Oh, there's my mom. She's been a real trooper today. She's been amazing. I'm so grateful for that. This area was full of garbage. I personally had cleared this space out myself. It was up quite high. Whatever's here now is pretty much going to stay for one reason or another. The porch, underneath the porch, I think we had something like 14 lawnmowers, or I don't know, between 9 and 14 lawnmowers, and 9 tires. It goes all the way to the back of the house now. It's all clear except for whatever my mother has put here now. I don't know why she's put these here, but they're here, and it's all cleared out. Yay. My dad didn't utilize this space too much for storage, but I'm glad he didn't. He did do some things that were interesting, but it's cleared out. The porch previously had multiple appliances in there, kitchen appliances, and that's gone now. Oh, I need that extension cord, Mom.
Yeah.
You,
Right now,
well, I was...
not today anymore.
Don't worry about it. It's okay, fine.
Let's have a
Let me go in here. I'm just reviewing the progress that we've done for everything. We had, previously, it was a dishwasher, a couple of stoves, there were hot water tanks in here, and extra cabinets. It still has a lot of clutter, but it's not so bad. It's not even near what it used to be. I feel safe. I've inspected the porch myself underneath. It's not rotted out, fortunately, for, 40 years of being here. And everything that was weighing down. I do feel a little bit of a difference in the support here. It's not as flat as it used to be. There is a bit of a slope happening, so that's not... It's not absolutely necessary to take this down. So that was good fortune for us. Now downstairs is where a lot of the work went into today. Pardon the sniffling, but when you're dealing with dust and mold and all that, it kind of makes your allergies go a little crazy. The kitchen is better. Not great, but better. We've been using it as part of the place to store stuff as we're moving along. You'll see a lot of worms on the floor. I have a worm farm here, so they did a little bit of an escape. This is one of my greatest, proudest moments here, because, yeah, I know it's a mess. However, when I first started this project 4 years ago, the stuff was piled up to the ceiling almost. I think there was about 2 feet of clearance. If you look in my previous videos, you can compare the difference. We had no floor space. We only had some pathways. We had a lot more furniture. We had mattresses. We had cabinetry. That corner bench that was in the little house was down here. It was brought up today and brought out. So this is the first time it's seen the light of day, probably in about 30 years. That floor, this space of the floor, today's the first time I've seen it in over 20 years. That wall, same. It's a little bit of emotional because I'm so happy. I want to say thank you to Christine for helping me and motivating me. We've never had a pathway between these 2 spaces before today. This is another part of our big project that we have to do. I call this mountain here Cuckoo Clock Mountain. I have not seen the back part of that wall where that cabinet is, the cuckoo clock. I haven't seen any of that yet. And actually, now that I'm standing here, I'm just realizing there's another console stereo that I hadn't seen until today. Just this moment. I've been doing a lot of research, doing a lot of speaking, volunteer time, talking to people, because I'm finding almost every family I encounter, whether they know what my situation is or not, they have hoarding issues somewhere in the family. I am a child of a hoarder. Child of hoarders don't have an exactly easy time of organizing things because their environment was never taught to them. I've had to, open up my own personal life along with what I'm dealing with here. And I am so thankful for the people that do come forward. I am so thankful for those people who are hoarders themselves, reaching out, getting help, saying that they're, proving that they're actually motivated by taking things out of their homes, not wanting to inflict this kind of tragedy on their children. Because I call it a tragedy. 4 years of my life dedicated to throwing away garbage and getting rid of stuff and donating and auctions. We had over 500 lots of auctions. I've stopped even trying. Sorry, I'm wandering around here so that you can get an idea of the spaces that were created. When I first started working on this project, my mouse. This area was literally only goat paths and had furniture, garbage, cans, recycling, wood, lots of wood. My dad was a cabinet maker. He loved his wood. He had some kind of fascination with wood. Now here, this beautiful empty space I love so much, because today was the first time I've seen it since I was a little kid. There was a console TV here. Two gentlemen who were helping us with the labor, they came. They came and they took the console TV out and hauled it up the stairs for me. Those pictures you see there, that's my grandmother and my grandfather. I missed a lot of my children's childhood. My youngest two children are 8 and 9 years old, and today I came to the realization I've been working on this since they were 4 and 5. Now I haven't been working on it full time because I was injured. We had our own natural disasters happening here. Not here at my own house. I lost half my house to floods in 2013. And, that distracted me a bit. I've had injuries that have stopped me, full stop, from lifting anything, preventing me from hugging my children. Well, not preventing me, just making it very painful to do. Anyway, this is the room that we call the basement or the laundry room or workshop, whatever. It was, you'll see that there's laundry line all through the space. Now every inch of this laundry line was covered in clothes, and it was so thick with furniture and clothing. If somebody was standing at that door where you see that big old VW sign, and if somebody was standing at the wash sink, you neither could hear them or see them at all. You'd have to scream in order to get the sound to carry through this space. Another one of our last projects, well, we've got several projects I guess we still have now to do, but this is the part that none of us seem to be jumping at wanting to do, because it is full of minutia. It's all screws, nuts, bolts, tools, hinges, fasteners, furniture stuff. And then inside we have, every drawer is full with tons of bits and pieces, and underneath there's more. Underneath in here, there's more of it. Everywhere you turn in this space, there's just more. And fortunately, we did get quite a bit. We couldn't maneuver around here very easily. This space was all cleared up for us. This here that you see existing now is part of my worm farm as well, so that will stay. And what we're doing is, our intention is to try to maximize, the space that we have available to us for, the cost of carrying this house, as opposed to getting additional expenses to expand and do more with our worm farming here. I don't know. I would like to fill this last few minutes to appeal to people who have hoarding and clutter issues, chronic disorganization. Please find the therapy, find the help you need, find the motivation. I know this is a challenging disorder. I know the complexities of it. I know how hard it is and how much pain that got you to this place. Know that there is help. Some areas like mine, the resources are slim to none, but in other areas, we're very fortunate to have the therapists like Dr. Elspeth Bell in Maryland. I've been working with her. There's a lot more resources now than when I started researching 10 years ago. I knew this was coming at me when my sister got sick with cancer. I knew this was going to come at me full force. I begged, I pleaded, I did everything I could to ask my father to demand. I even demanded, extortion, anything that would have worked. Nothing worked with him. But I'm asking you, please. I know it's challenging. I know it's painful. I know it's overwhelming. There's great support out there. Please find the help. Please don't put this through someone else's life. I will dedicate the rest of my life to help others in this situation, just so that nobody else has to go through this. My injuries were extremely painful, but the trauma of this situation was much worse. I'd like to I'd like to be celebrating right now the success. Because this floor space never existed before today. This floor space never existed for 40 years, 50, almost 50 years. I'd like to be celebrating all of this. Except I don't think I can until that last piece is in the dumpster. That last piece is gone and I have my life back again. I'll have more time to volunteer, to hopefully write a book about this experience. Hopefully. All I ask, though, is I inspire people to put into reverse what's happening. Help, find the support, help each other, be kind to each other. If you are helping in a situation like this, please be compassionate. Please understand that this doesn't come just because of laziness. This comes from a lot of pain. This comes from a difficult disorder. This isn't to be judged. This isn't to be shamed. This is to be showing your kindness. This is an opportunity to be your best person you could be to help somebody else in a very difficult situation. Help sometimes can be a matter of garbage bags. It could be a matter of bringing a meal, babysitting, hauling out a load or two. You don't have to be hands-on in this, but you can be considerate and kind and compassionate. Thank you guys for everybody for following on and listening to this log. I'm going to tune out now. I will be doing more updates, maybe some more live videos in the future. Wishing you all the best. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.